Overboard. I was so bored. Overboard went overboard with its overboring me. This is worse than the actual movie. This is not starting out good. Overboard's just bad. It's a bad idea for a movie to begin with. I don't understand why kidnapping someone and then pretending that they're your husband or wife, either or, this is for both movies. I don't get how that somehow becomes funny and emotionally sweet. To me, it's creepy, it's scary, and it would work way better as a black comedy or a psychological thriller, or I don't know, not this. Both times, both movies decided to go straight up for comedy, but just that lighthearted, goofy, hayuk kind of comedy. Like, isn't this just sweet and funny and just so, don't you cherish these characters? I do not. I think it's creepy. Kurt Russell in the original film is kind of what saved that movie for me. And for the new one, it was Eugenio Derbez who saved the new movie for me. And both of the main lead actors were great. Goldie Hawn was pretty good in the original, and same with Anna Faris in the new one. But that was the key thing about this new movie. They were swapping the roles. They were going to have Eugenio Derbez play the role that Goldie Hawn played in the original, that of the one who gets kidnapped. And Anna Faris is playing the Kurt Russell role of the one who kidnaps the person. And you would think maybe they're gonna change things up. It has been 30 years since the original. People's sensibilities have changed. People now look at the old Overboard movie and think, this is weird, this is creepy, this is not okay. And in a way, I don't know if it wasn't really okay at the time either. The movie never really got good reviews. This is not one of those acclaimed movies. And what's funny is that this was finally a chance for Hollywood to do a remake of a bad movie. I see that argument all the time online that, you know what they should do is remake bad movies instead of remake good movies. That was the argument when films like Ghostbusters was coming out, or Total Recall, or RoboCop. They all said, remake a bad movie, a movie that nobody really liked from the 80s. That's the only movie worth remaking. In the case of Overboard, where they remade the 1987 film, no, it's not. It's not any better. It's still very messed up. And there's a few things that they fix. For instance, instead of in the original, where it's just immediately Kurt Russell's idea to go kidnap this woman for doing kind of the least worst possible thing on the planet. I mean, she's a dick, but she's in no way needing to change her character or life. I mean, maybe she should, but like, what she did to Kurt Russell specifically was not enough for him to be the one to decide, oh, I'm gonna change her life around, and then to kidnap her. They changed it up a little, like, instead of Anna Faris just losing $600, she actually needs to pay back like $3,000, and she also loses her job while she's busy trying to become a nurse. She's a single mom with 3 kids. I guess they try to make it a little more plausible that she's in a desperate situation. And it's also not really her idea. Eva Longoria is in the movie, and it's kind of her idea. And then she just does it, so I don't know. They try to fix it, but do you see how they don't really fix it still? It's still as problematic as the original film. There's a couple things here and there that they changed for the plot overall to make it more understandable. In the original film, the big key point as to why she believes, because she loses her memory, and then Kurt Russell makes her believe that she's his wife. And the only reason she ends up believing him finally is because he knows exactly where her birthmark is on her butt, because he saw it earlier when he was on the yacht. And in this movie, instead of it being it's not a birthmark, it's a tattoo in this movie. It's a Speedy Gonzales tattoo, which I guess makes more sense because there's actually an explanation of the tattoo in the movie, so it's something for you to remember, and then for Anna Faris to remember when she ends up going to the hospital to kidnap him later. Kind of makes more sense. But do you see how, even though you fix certain things about the plot, they're not really fixing the main problem of the original film? I mean, you can fix the plot all you want, but it's not really the plot that's the problem. It's the message and the theme and the overall, like, structure. It's not the structure. The the thing that's making people watch the movie, the overall premise, the fact that you kidnap someone, that has not been fixed. And they don't really change anything beyond that. Eugenio Derbez ends up being a wonderful father to the kids. The kids love him, kind of like in the original. I think they go into more detail in the new film about why he's so good, rather than in the original, which is just kind of an hour of shenanigans until some plot details happen. And in the new film, they do a couple different funny things, but overall there's not really many new jokes. There's new side characters. They go into the family of the person who gets kidnapped. They go into Eugenio Derbez's family, who is actually, the sister is trying to make sure that he's not found, just like in the original film, except it's done in a way where it makes more sense as to why the sister doesn't want the brother to be found, unlike in the original where it's the husband who's like, I just don't want my wife back because she's annoying. In this movie it makes more sense because she's trying to become CEO of this company, and they go on this big route about how their life is so dramatic and crazy that it's comparable to a telenovela, which they're even showing a real telenovela in the film, like it's a film within a film. And I guess they connect that dot there. So I don't know, I thought all the stuff with the side family worked, and that was something that wasn't in the original film. They mostly were forgotten about until the last 30 minutes. In this film, there's a lot of side scenes with them, her trying to fake her brother's death, the other sister figuring it out, the fact that they find out he's not actually dead. They go into great detail about that. Yet it still doesn't fix the movie. They have Eva Longoria and her husband works with Eugenio Derbez. When he loses his memory, he goes and works with the husband of Eva Longoria, and they make this group of friends, and they have conversations which just kind of go on long, but some of them are funny. Once again, doesn't fix the movie though. Besides the fact that they tried to change certain things here and there, it's amazing how much copy and paste is done, how some things are literally line for line from the original film. And I don't know, it just seems like the original film's not good. I don't know if the filmmakers liked the original film. I don't know many people who do like the original film, so making a remake, the only reason you should do it is try to improve things, or at least kind of acknowledge how insane the plot is, which they still don't even do that. They don't try to acknowledge the problematic issue that is kidnapping someone. Kidnapping and trying to pretend that they're a wife or a husband is not funny. It can be if you do it in a dark way, or if there's some humor that actually points out what's wrong with this scenario, but instead they try to make it sweet. He ends up choosing Anna Faris over his life of money and luxury, which I guess that's the message in the end. Like, sometimes in life you're gonna get something thrown at you in a non-consensual way, and if you like it, choose that. I don't know what the plot, I don't know what the message, there's no message to this movie. They're not funny, they're bad, they're both bad, they're equally bad, they're the same movie basically. Some minor updates here and there, but it doesn't make the movie any funnier. Overboard is not good. Thanks for watching the video. I'm now on Patreon, so if you want to get early access to content, request reviews, or just have your name stapled on the end credits of videos, then go ahead and check it out. Thanks for your support.